Alrighty then, another day in the pit on the Flaminpit Show. How you doing back there, John? Is it warm enough for you?
Yeah, it's warm, and it's like it's not too bad here, and I'm glad you guys got the air conditioner going on there.
I'm glad too, because you know when I sweat, I shine. His head can't take it.
Yeah, I actually had to shut the lights down because of that.
I mean, you mess up my hair with all the sweat. What's up? But anyways, welcome everybody to the Flaminpit Show. And recently I just started calling it the pit because we just start saying stuff up in here, right, John? We just say whatever.
Say whatever and take the consequences later. Yeah.
Take the consequences later. Anyways, today my guest is Mr. Robbie Brown Sr.
Yes.
And welcome to the show. I mean, you're a hardworking man.
Yes.
I'm so glad that he was able to take a little bit of his time today to run in, so we won't keep you for 2 or 3 hours like we normally do.
Great. Yeah.
So you have this awesome program that I've heard a little bit about, but I'm going to have you tell me all about it, called Do the Right Thing Youth Center.
Yes.
Now, the first question I have is, Do the Right Thing. Now, you know that was a movie.
Exactly.
So did you have to get some kind of clearance or something so that you can use that?
Well, we didn't actually have to get a clearance. What it is we're in 2 different departments. Mm-hmm. We're in the movie department and we're in the actual business department. So we didn't bump heads in that direction there.
Okay.
But just in case, like say, for instance, say we want to do the Right Thing movie.
Now you got some problems.
We have to get a clearance.
Oh, okay.
Just for business purposes. Mm-hmm. We're non-profit, which makes it that much better.
Right.
Yeah,
hey, you know what? When you say non-profit, I wonder if Spike Lee would donate.
You know. Hope you listen to Spike.
Wouldn't that be awesome if we could get Spike Lee to actually donate? Because,
And be a part of that whole movement because, this is a movie.
Right.
Believe it or not, it's a movie, because, it's a long line of history that has been made through the whole process of this Do the Right Thing. We're doing a lot of different things.
And now, when did the program start and why did you come up with that name?
Program started in 2007. We began helping in 2005. I was helping my son in the Beecher community. I just felt the need of creating an after school program or either assembly program during school hours to congratulate the kids on their hard work and effort.
Oh no, that's good.
So what I did was I talked over my wife, which is Angel Brown. She's a big part of me doing it.
I just saw your 25th anniversary.
Yeah, 20th anniversary.
Oh, 20th. Okay.
Yeah,
you seem so young.
So that was my first girlfriend.
The first girlfriend, and you hooked her in.
Yeah,
John, we was just talking about that word. Well, that's a good thing. You hooked her in and she stays.
Definitely. It was a blessing. But we started in 2005 as being concerned parents. And so we was at the school so much, and I just went to the principal and said, hey, I had this brilliant idea. I want to create something for the kids. And she let me have my way, and this was over at the Tucker Elementary in the Beecher community, and I catered to 306 kids in the Head Start department. This one, my oldest son was in Head Start.
Right, so you started early.
He's 18 right now.
Oh,
my oldest son 18, so you kind of figure out how long I've been doing it. And,
right.
So in 2005, once I created the program, it had got so huge to dealing with the 300 kids in Head Start to where they picked it up in the bigger school. So now we're dealing with over 700 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, and just me and my wife. And so, we're funding everything. What we did was we gave out awards. We gave out movie tickets and also a free bag of special design ruffle chips that they designed for Do the Right Thing.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, this when we first got rolling. And then that blew up so big to where the principal, like I said, they had the news people coming up there and stuff. And I wasn't looking for any recognition, and it had got so big, I just decided to do the youth center. So I had to go back and get my license, do a whole lot of hard work fundraisers and stuff. So yes, that's the history behind it. This door-to-door thing, and it's, it kind of helped me out because the community got familiar with me.
Right.
But the problem I had was, getting the councilmen and all those guys to be familiar with me.
Right.
So I had to go to the board meetings, which I neglected to go because I didn't want to put myself in a position to live under other people's life. I wanted to make my own movement and create my own path. Yeah. So that's how I was able to get it rolling, and I've been kind of doing excellent.
So you don't have people over you telling you what you have to do.
No. And that's what I went through at the beginning. Yeah. When I came to certain people with the ideal, they say, hey, you need to go do this so you can talk to him to get this done. And when I go talk to these people, it's pretty much I'm giving them my ideal, and then they're reconstructing my idea. Right. And they say, hey, now you go out there and do it. And I didn't want to be a part of that.
Right. You said this is mine. Yes. Right. Yes. And that's what happens sometimes with organizations, that if you when you're nonprofit, sometimes you have a board of directors, and then you have people that want to just recreate the whole thing and be like, well, no, I think you should do it like this. Right. Well, you've been doing it this way and it's been working
a long time.
Yeah, so why should you change it?
Exactly.
I totally agree. Agree. Exactly. So basically, you don't have a crew of helpers with you. You said it's just you and your wife, and
me and my wife and the parents of the community. The kids who are involved in my program, their parents help us out tremendously.
Oh, well, that's good, because like we just talked about, sometimes there's no parental involvement, and it makes it hard for you, because now you're responsible, and then parents wonder why. Well, you didn't tell me. The message, you say, oh, we got something going on with the kids and we need you to volunteer, and it's like all of a sudden parents be like, phew.
Then it's funny that you would say that, because a lot of times you may run into a problem with a kid, and the first person you encounter is the parents. You're running your face and to defense for their kid. Right. But when we first start off, we need you to defense for your kid.
Exactly.
We need you to monitor and not just your kid, but other people around them. Yeah. Because if your kid may not create the problem, but somebody else create the problem. But if you're there to defend that whole situation, the problem won't even get created. So,
right.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of hard, because PAL program is sort of similar to this. Now, do you and Jesse Carpenter, have you ever done any big events together or anything?
No, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to try to make that happen. We're definitely friends. Right. But with what we got going on, and I'm pretty sure he a one-man band where he's at too. I'm a one-man band, so when you're doing all these different things, it's kind of hard to put a partnership together, because that means you got to cut some of the activities out that you're doing. And if you're just the only person doing it, and it's a lot of liability there. So you have to really find balance in between there to try to make some things happen.
Now, what kind of activities do your kids do? Because I know with him, they have that basketball thing out on the flat lot in the summer. Okay. So what kind of things are you doing other than basketball? It seemed like that's what kids like to do, but everybody don't like basketball.
Everybody don't like basketball. We have also kickball. We also have cheerleading. Then we do tutoring, mentoring. We have the Arts as a Part of Me program, which consists of arts and crafts, hip hop and dance, and then spoken word. And all these programs will start up July 6th. We run them pretty much like 2 months, 2-month program, just to try to keep at least 100 kids off the streets. Right. And we also have the free open gym, where we have the kids come in and not just play basketball. We have the card game table, video games. We have study table where you can do all these activities.
So y'all actually have board games?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I tried to give away board games at my yard sale.
We still have Nazi shoots and ladders, all that type of stuff.
I have all these games, and I told my son, I said, I tried to give these away because we couldn't sell them. Everybody is high tech with iPads and iPods and everything.
Apps on the phone,
right. And I said, I can't even give away a board game. I said, kids don't play board games anymore.
Yeah. Well, the biggest part is anything in life you do, you have to be the example. You have to be the example. Now, the reason they don't play board games because they see a lot of adults walk around with the computer. They walk around with the handheld phones and stuff.
They're on the phone when they should be talking.
That's what the kid doing. Yeah. We come around with the Monopoly games and play the games with them. I'm pretty sure they get involved. It's just like
some of them don't even know those games.
Exactly.
Because they only know apps on phones.
Right. We just left kickball now. Now thinking kickball, it's like a 60-year-old game here.
Exactly.
Now. And now they don't even play it no more nowadays.
They can play it on the computer.
They play it on the computer.
It's not not the same.
But when they seeing all us adults out there playing, you should see overwhelming response. We have kids running out there trying to play.
Now they want to play.
So, I mean, it's all about setting that example.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Because that's all I grew up on was board games, and I don't play games on the computers now. Like people on Facebook, they playing all these games, and people be walking around playing games about to walk into a wall. Right. I mean, we were bowling. I took my son and his friends bowling one night, and so we watched this lady next to us. Like we saw these kids come in, and they were by themselves, and they were just running through the bowling alley. And we was telling the manager, we was like, whose kids are these? Because they was like climbing up on stuff, and we was like, whose kids are these? So then when the lady brought them in, she walked in on the phone. The whole time they bowled, she was on the phone. The little boy made a strike, and he was waiting for a high five, and she was like this. So we was over there going, yeah.
Right.
And I thought, well, what was the purpose of bringing them if you're not going to engage with them? I don't even bowl that well, but I'm out there slinging that ball, and they cracking up at me and stuff. And it's like, why would you come in here with a phone? It's like a no phone zone.
It's so many different ways to show kids you love them now, to where they're forgetting about the whole part of love. That you can buy a kid a cell phone, the PS, the Xbox, or some new shoes, and they get the effect of love. That's not the real genuine love.
No.
So what I'm trying to replace with this whole thing of just giving the kid something, let's create some time for the kid. TIME. It's the same thing as love. If you create time for a kid, he get that same affection that you should get from him if you give him a pair of shoes or a cell phone.
Yeah.
But you have to create time so that kid can understand, what you look for out of them.
Yeah, and how do you create that? Like I say, when it's such a high tech time of life. I mean, you want to take them back to old school so they can learn what I call some core values. Right. Everything is not electronic. I remember when my niece became a teenager, I told my sister, I was like, oh, well, what she want for her birthday? Some Barbie dolls or something? And she was like, no, an iPad. I was like, what?
Yeah. Those things around $600 or so.
Right. And see, I had Barbie dolls. So I told her I was totally lost what to get for a young person's birthday these days, because everything is so electronic.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to buy, so you just give them money.
Yeah, and it's because the younger people are controlling the household because of their wants and their needs. And the parents are forgetting about their actual values of being a mother and a father.
I tell them they better earn it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you can't have it in my house. If you can't earn it, you can't have it.
Right.
And that's the way it's always been. I will not break that code. I don't just go out and buy stuff just to fit you in. And I tell my son all the time, you don't have to buy friends.
Yeah.
Because if they're your friends, they're going to be your friends. But if they're not, then kick them to the curb.
Yeah, that's what's going on now. A lot of kids are buying friends.
Yeah.
That's what's going on.
It's sad. Yeah. That's why we need more programs like this. So now, where are you located? Because you mentioned the Old Power School.
Yeah, right now we're partnered with the New Standard.
Where's New Standard?
The New Standard next door to Flint Northwestern. The Old Powers location. It's an actual charter school.
Oh, Northwest. I know. We did a water giveaway out there. That's at Carpenter and DuPont.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We we partnered with those guys with the help of Will Kinnear. He's the owner of the actual school.
Okay.
The TNS. New Standard School. So he's the actual owner. He gave me the opportunity to run my program at the school because we were in the paper looking for an actual location.
Yeah.
So we tried to purchase the Urban League before we got that. And so once he heard about we was trying to get the Urban League, he heard about the great things I was doing in the community. So he presented an opportunity to me, and I was able to get a few classrooms upstairs, like about 10 classrooms we have upstairs.
Oh, wow.
Also we have access to the gymnasium. But we're still in the process of still looking for our own location because this is a growing school. The school we got there when it was in 5th grade. Now the school is at 8th grade.
Yeah.
And so we
pretty soon it'll be up to 12th grade.
Right, and we're moving our way out of there. So we're asking it right now, that's what we're having our dollar drive. Better dollar I can save the youth. So we're asking everybody in the Flint community to donate $1, and you can go to our GoFundMe page, GoFundMe/support Do the Right Thing, support DTRT. So you can go there and donate your $1 and help us raise money for our own location.
Yeah. Well, do you do grants and things like that, or like local fundraisers with certain businesses or partner with businesses so that they can help you make money or anything like that?
Yes, Roof Mott Foundation was a proud sponsor of ours. Last year we did a bike drive. I gave away 100 bikes to 100 kids in the community last year, July 4th. And so they donated a few dollars toward that drive right there. But after, we don't have like a certain group. I know Ruth Mott Foundation helps out a lot.
They do a lot. Yeah. So, but it's and then there are some local business owners that they have events like Bubba O'Malley's have events out there all the time for like everybody. Yeah. They have big events and just different places, restaurants and everything like downtown. I know that 501 will allow you to 501 restaurant downtown.
Oh, okay.
The pizza place. Yeah, you can do fundraisers in there, and Blackstones have done fundraisers because I know Blackstones, they have this event every year during I think it's October where they auction off these bras. You decorate a bra, and so they had one year this guy put this bra on and they auctioned off for $700.
Wow.
And then 501, they had events there like for Clarissa and different things like that. So it's certain businesses that you could probably look into that will actually do, like, if say you want to do Table and Tap, they did a celebrity bartender night or guest bartenders, and I got to do that. I'm not a good bartender.
I really have to get out and reach out, to a few of those guys. I just, had few bad experiences. Like I say, I've been doing it like 12 to 15 years. It's crazy that with no big help.
Right.
We've been going. I done helped over thousands of kids.
Yeah, and somebody should be helping you.
Exactly. And it's funny, every time I do tell anybody about this, they say, hey, well, we have people that surround us helping and stuff, and I present my ideal, and I talk to a few people. It just don't turn out that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it don't turn out that way.
It could be a lot of people don't know about your program because I didn't know about it, and it's not like I'm popular or anything, but it's like some people just probably don't know about you, and I just found out because of DeJuan Robinson.
Okay.
He used to hang out down the street from my son. That's how you know my son.
Okay.
So he was like, I know you because we went to one of his spotlight events.
Okay.
And my son was first, he was like, no, I don't want to go. And then we got there, they knew each other. He was like, oh yeah, I know him. So now he's looking forward to going.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
But, different things like that. And he said, so that's why he told me about you. He's like, I know this young man that, got this program that, you might be able to help put the word out or whatever, because some people just don't know the work that you're doing. They know PAL. Everybody knows PAL. Right. But how many people actually do the right thing?
Right.
And like you said, you've been doing it a number of years.
Yeah, I've been door to door. I've been on the Time Joint Morning Show. I got awards from there. I've been on Oprah Winfrey Network. I've been, so there's, it's not a frustration, but it's like, at some point I had to start feeling that I may not be the messenger they want to deliver the message, but at some point to them, it doesn't matter who you want to deliver the message. If this guy delivering the message, you need to get behind him, and that's where I'm at with it. And it's just sometimes, like I say, anybody at some point will get frustrated and continue to stay there. You just start to deal with your lane. You stay in your lane, and when you start to get in other people's lanes, that's when you start to feel the frustration, and you start to see yourself drifting off.
Yeah, you have to branch out to some of those little businesses, because sometimes and I volunteered with a lot of different groups, helping a lot of people before, and I just stopped doing it in the last year or so because I wrote my first book, and so I was putting time and effort. Thanks, I was putting time and effort into that. But I know this one girl that I had worked with. It's like she was something like a pageant.
Okay.
And they went to Mongolian beef, and they let you be like a guest chef. And they put you some jars up there for people to put tips in.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's all kind of things, And like I said, with Table and Tap, it was like 6 of us. I did 2 hours, and then another 2 do 2 hours. They did 2 hours like that. And so what we was trying to do was raise money for this one group called, I think it was called Flint now or something like that. But as bartenders, we was going around and we was trying to get tips and everything. And so they let us have all the tips to put toward this program. So I mean, there's all kind of things, and I kind of know a lot of those people, but not saying I know a lot of those people, but
some information from
it's not like I know them personally, but I've worked with a lot of people, and I don't mind asking because all they can tell me is no. And I'm like that. But if I can help with something like that, because right now I'm in the process of finishing a course for my degree. Not that I'm ever going to use it, because I'll be 117 in a month or so.
No, you still. I could have sworn you was 21.
Oh, please don't take me back to 21. But I was just telling a friend, I was like, well, I'm pretty soon I'll be back in the market for volunteering again, because I do volunteer food giveaway on Fridays, and then we do the show like on Tuesdays sporadically, and so then I'm going to have a little bit more time. So, I always like to jump in. I'm always on the fundraising side of it, because like I said, I go out and ask people. I call them up and ask them. I'll do all of that. And sometimes, I do good. And then sometimes I'm just like you, frustrated, like, where's the money?
It's not even the money. It's sometimes you can know somebody that can help the next person.
Right.
So it's the resource. We all one person away from being successful. Yeah. And a lot of times, it'd be one person holding us back from being successful. Yeah. So you never know where your help want to come from.
Then I just go through the phone book sometime calling people.
That's a good idea.
I have done it.
But that's a great idea.
I have done it. I have called businesses and talked to them, and all they want to know is if I have a 501c3 and I have an ID number.
You know the funny thing about that, when you look for that help, and I know you know what I'm talking about. It's this Facebook thing. You have like say you have like 3,000 friends on it, or whatever, right? And you can present some information, and you may get like 3 or 4 responses off of it. So it's not like the information is not getting to the people. Maybe they just don't care. And
they don't want to put the time into it. Exactly. Because it takes time.
It takes time.
And I'm retired. I always tell people I'm retired. I do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
And ever since I've been retired, I've been volunteering with different groups. And like I said, I just stopped in the last year or so, because when I decided to write my book, my life story, it took me like a year and a half. Actually took me 2 years to write the book. Okay. And then the next year was trying to promote it and everything. Not that I'm popular. I haven't done a book signing. I don't plan to do one. It was just one of the things on my bucket list. I want to write a book, and I accomplished that. So like I said, now that that's over, now I'm trying to sell my house, but then I'm going to have time to do stuff, because sometimes now when I do so much stuff from home, I feel like I'm not doing anything, right. But I'm actually doing a lot. I can just do it from home. Right. But I know that this kind of program with other people that got kids and they know the kids need something to do, a lot of them don't know about this, and that's probably what the main problem is, because once you get out there and you start getting your name splashed everywhere, you need to go to channel 12, splash it out there,
And it's crazy. I did channel 12 3 times. I did 3 times.
3 times?
Newsweek. I did it 3 times on Newsmaker, and it's crazy that, like I said, it's just the way that we're set up around here. But I'm one of those guys to where once that happened to me, I never go back. I just I done helped over 3,000 kids without the help of nobody. So if I can continue to do this, I'll be able to help 30,000. Yeah. And that's the way I move. I don't want to stop what I got to do to go knock on this door, knowing that if
that's why you got to have a staff. Yeah. A little staff anyway, because I figure, if you have people that have done this before, then they're able to do a little bit more. Cause you don't have to be trying to run it, like you say, 10 places. I did all these interviews today, Lesa. Okay, we got 15 minutes. I got to go to the next one, because that wears you down. Yes. And even though it's a good thing, but then after a while, you just wore down from doing it.
Did you hear what I said when I first came? It's not like I'm burnt out doing interviews, but it have to be meaningful to me, because there's so much going on in my life. I can't stop right now for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and I got something that can probably last for a lifetime over here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, just to run on here in the pit and just talk crap.
No, I'm not. No, I love the pit. I love the pit. I really do.
But yeah, so now tell us more about this. Like, what can the kids expect? If someone call you, a parent call you and say, I've got a couple of kids that's going to be out this summer. Yes. They're too young for this and they're too old for this. So where can they fit in this program, and how do I get involved? Is there a cost or,
No cost at all. If your kid is too old, we turn your kid into a mentor. What he does is mentoring the age he just left. So if he's 15, so we mentor a 14-year-old. Okay. We teach him just that 14-year-old life that he lived before he turned 15. So it's just that leadership and that tutoring and mentoring that we expect out of the kids as well as the parents or any type of individual that's coming to lead our kids.
So what about if you get kids like the parents say, well, they rowdy, they like to
that's
fight.
What Do the Right Thing is about. Right. We want those kids.
Oh, okay.
We want those kids.
Because some of them will be just be like, I ain't going out. They come in like this, but then, and what I always see happen is when you bring them in like that, like you got to drag them by their nostrils and bring them in.
I wasn't always this good guy.
Well, that's I mean, it's like just like when my son going to the event, he was like, I don't want to go, and then he got there, he had a good time.
Right.
So
exactly,
I think that's what could turn a lot of the kids around when they get there and they see that people are doing things, they will turn around.
And another thing, they need to see relatable faces.
Yeah.
Relatable faces, not no face where a kid feel uncomfortable.
Right.
You know how some people can come in and a kid can get that vibe, just look at them and say, well, I don't want to go.
I don't want to be around that person.
It just so happened that Mr. Brown has that vibe where all the kids, they just,
they flock to you.
Exactly. And so, I never really had that problem. It just, I'm always happy. And once again, like I say, I wasn't always good. So the approach just come from when I wasn't good. That's the... Exactly. That's the.
I wasn't always.
I wasn't. I'm just.
You had to work into it.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I had very, very, very good intentions.
Right.
But in order for it to come into fruition, I had to. It took time. It took time. So when that time came, I always said I will always be myself when I present my information to someone else that's younger than me. I have to be myself, because if I'm not myself and I'm trying to be somebody else, and maybe that kid is going through the same thing I went through, and he turns around and walk away from me because I'm trying to be something else.
Yeah.
So I go straight to him like it was me. If I was them, that age. So
that's the thing with kids. It's so easy with peer pressure to be somebody else.
Yes.
You want to be you, but yet you want these people to like you.
Exactly.
So you're going to go over here, and that's what gets you in trouble.
All the time.
And I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I told the boy down the street, he said something, and I said, I'm going to tell you. He said, they tell you ain't my mom. I said, you better be glad I'm not. I said, ask my boy. I said, you will know, because some things you're not allowed to do. You're a kid still.
Yeah.
Be a kid.
But that's that village that they're missing right now.
Yeah. Well, you know why? I still believe in the village. That's why I will go up and confront them all, and then go to their door and knock on the door.
There you go.
But some parents, you can't do that, because they gonna be like, if the kids say, you ain't my mama, and then you go and try to talk to the mama, they gonna come out with attitude too.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so now what do I do? Well, I don't care. I'm going to go up there and knock on the door. Now, if they want to front me off, then I'll know. But until I know for sure, I'm going to be out here trying to save you. I'm going to get you one way or another. I'm going to talk you down. Like I told little boy, he had his little friends with him. So I told the little friends, I said, y'all going down the street. I said, he'll be there in a minute. I got to talk to him for a minute. So I didn't let them hear me talking to him and anything, because I didn't want him to feel like he was being fronted off in front of his friend. And I wasn't fronting him off. I just want him to understand, you don't want to be called a bad kid.
Right.
You don't want that. You don't want to be known as that.
Yeah, that's a bad name to have.
Yeah, and I said, well, how old are you? He's 15. Okay, so at 15, you only got a few years until you're 18. Are you going to make it out of school? Because a lot of people don't even make it to 25. Look how many people are dead. These young boys are dead because they don't even have any fear of anything.
And once he must understand this too. It's not a big difference between 15 and 18. If you're acting like this right now at 15,
you're going to act like that at 18.
You're going to act like this at 18, man.
Because the time is flying so fast. You'll be 18 before you know it, and you haven't accomplished anything. So you will still be the bad kid at 18.
They're planting their seeds for life right now.
Yeah.
I always tell kids that however you acted in high school, you pretty much going to act like that till you get like 25, 26. And then
if you live that long.
If you live that long.
Because they don't have any fear.
Or be free.
Yeah, they don't have the fear that like I had when I was growing up. It's like you're scared of your parents because they're going to lay you out. You don't talk back to grown people because by the time you get home, they going to know and you're going to get laid out again. And when I was growing up, it was like you can get a whipping over here. You
at school, over here.
You get a whipping here, and then you get home, you got another one coming. Now what? They don't do that anymore because kids will call 911 on the parents. I'd be like, here's the phone. It's crazy that the government stepped in and made all this stuff happen. Now the kids are out of control, and they want to be the first ones to put them in jail.
Right, and they'll put us in jail too for discipline.
Yeah, in public. Oh, you hit that child? Well, I'm getting ready to hit you if you don't back up.
They expect for you to go to work, give all your money to your kid, and then your kid tell you what to do.
Yeah, like buy me some $200 tennis shoes that I don't know how to tie up.
Exactly.
Why don't you tie them shoes? I don't want to tie them up. Okay, you're going to pay $150 for a pair of blue jeans. You didn't even work for them. And they hanging down here. Where's your waist? Well,
Yeah.
That, I can go on and on because that just drives me so crazy. I'm surprised I haven't grown a head of hair because it drives me so crazy to see pants hanging down like that and dragging the ground, and they cost $100 a pair.
Right. But at some point, you know, I totally agree with that. You know, I'm not for the pants sagging, but I will say this: I'm not gonna let that be the reason I ignore them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I be on them.
Yeah, I still have to step to them and talk to them and disregard the pants. It's more of this.
Yeah.
So if I get your mind right, once you get your mind right, you know to pull your pants up.
It'll start coming up.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
and it's like I say, it's got to be a pure thing, because when the rappers started that, this is one of the longest trends. I mean, I thought bell bottoms and platforms was long, but this sagging and bagging thing, it's just getting worse.
Yeah.
Women doing it. 2-year-old kid walking in the store the other day, he had on a pamper and his pants was sagging.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I can't believe it. Yeah. So who does that? Yeah. I mean, you still
they don't come from prison. You know, they don't understand that. You know, like I say,
when you tell them that, right, they don't even believe it. You tell them that, they don't believe it. Yeah, right. Judge Mathis talks about it all the time.
Once they walk in there with their pants hanging, and they get a nice introduction to the prison system.
Yeah, because I told one boy, I said, you got a record right now. You got a felony for doing stupid stuff, and me and my son called them stupid human tricks. So I said, you got a felony. I said, you know, if you go to prison, what's gonna happen? I ain't scared of going to prison. I said, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You're going to go in there, they're going to put rouge on your cheeks, and you're going to put ponytails in your head. That's the way you go dress. And he was like, oh, Miss Lesa, I said, okay, that's all I got to say.
They don't understand, you know, once their life hit the fan, that's when it's going to matter.
Because once you get to prison, they don't care. No, now, I want them all to go out to Arpaio's prison in Arizona and make them wear pink. Because that's what he does. Yeah, I like him. He says, you don't come in here to get an education, watch TV, all the channels, HBO, to go to school. He said, no, you come in here because you did something stupid. So you in prison.
It's called a correctional facility.
Right.
You go there to correct your mistakes.
And so he put them all in pink. Their clothes are pink. The tents they sleep in are pink. And in the summertime in Arizona, you know, it's triple digits. Right. They put them outside in Tent City. Yeah. I love it.
A lot of them got it confused. It doesn't make you cool going to prison. That means you made a mistake. Yeah. Whatever you thought you was doing right, you made a mistake and you got caught.
You did it wrong.
It's the guys who didn't go to prison. Those are guys you want to look up to and say, how did you do that? It's totally
how
different.
Did you stay out of prison?
The concept is twisted around now. They look at the guys that go to prison and say, oh, he did. Oh, look what he did. He's an OG or whatever. Yeah. No, he's not. He made a mistake.
He's an
got
idiot.
Caught. Yeah, he got caught. So he had to go and correct his mistake at the correctional facility.
And now they're saying,
that's how it goes.
Well, we don't get to go to school out here. We can't even watch nothing but the news. So Arpaio said, well, all they need to watch is the news.
Yeah,
he said, we're not getting you out here to feed you fancy 3 meals a day. And, you know, he come out with the bologna sandwiches on the white bread. Right. I'm thinking, that's what they all should be. They should all take his lead. And he's been reelected over and over and over. But people get mad. And he said, I don't care. You know, elect me, don't elect me. I don't care. Right. He's been doing it so long. And the women the same way. No difference. Across the board. And if enough people like these young boys from here went to prison and they had to wear pink, maybe they would change their tune.
Yeah, because they had this mentality. You know, we all had that sometimes at some point in our life. You know, where we fight for what we want. You know how you that saying? Yeah. We gotta do what we gotta do. At some point, you gotta do what you gotta do to think too.
Yeah.
To think right.
Because a lot of do what you gotta do means illegal activity.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the fad now, saying do what I gotta do. And it's not, sometimes doing what you gotta do is just sitting down, relaxing, calming yourself down and start thinking properly. Right. So you can get on a proper grind. Right. So you won't be on no disrespectful grind, not only to yourself but to your family. Right. Because nobody wanna be, you know, surrounded by somebody who known as a drug dealer in the street.
A felon.
Even when I was in the streets, I didn't want to be known as a street guy. Right. I rather want to be known as a preacher, if anything. If I'm doing something illegal, I need to be known as a preacher. Right. Not the illegal guy.
Not that you will be the bad kid.
Exactly. So it's, you know, it's just the whole mind frame they have that's kind of screwed up. You know, it's kind of damaging our youth that's coming along. So.
And that's the kind of thing that Do the Right Thing does for kids.
Definitely. And Coach Brown, and I go by the moniker Coach Brown. It's not just for basketball. I'm a life coach. So, you know, I really stress that Coach Brown thing. Right. My phone line is open 24/7. I had countless letters, emails from kids, parents just congratulate me for doing all the things. I never really even talk about this because that's not what I'm in it for. I'm really in it for the kids. And a lot of kids in our community, they know Coach Brown. They know who I am.
Yeah.
And they have my number personally. So when they call me, we have genuine conversations. It's nothing like, oh, hey, Coach, I need you to do this for me. No, they call and ask, hey, Coach, I had a problem in school. What should I do?
Right.
Or, Coach, I'm trying to go get a job. What's the first step I should take?
Yeah.
Things of that nature. So I feel success right now just off me helping kids, and I'm seeing the smiles on their faces and seeing the change in their lives.
Yeah.
That's why I feel good.
Well, that's
I
the
really
good thing.
feel good
That's good because so many just miss the point. When school is out, I usually hate it because it's so many people just roaming the streets.
Yeah.
They don't have enough to do.
And I have to say this. Because I see it. It's crazy. The young relationships, parents, could we please teach friendship? Let's not teach boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's teach friendship, because you got to understand when they're 10 and 12 years old, I know I'm a little bit off topic, but I have to say this. When they're 10 and 12 years old, us as adults, we can't withstand a standing relationship for 6 months. We'll mess around and get married in 6 months. So imagine what a 10 and 12-year-old kid, imagine the type of affection that he has for a friend he's been going with since 10, but now they're 12.
Right.
So they wake up at 13 and say, hey, mama, we've been going together 3 years. I'm pregnant now. and really, it's funny, but it's sad. It's sad. And we can't say it's wrong because in a regular grown-up relationship, in 3 months, they're getting married.
Right.
How can you expect a 10 and 12-year-old just to have a regular girlfriend and boyfriend relationship and keep it culture?
Well, I always say you need a friend that's a girl, not a girlfriend.
There you go.
Because you need to start with that friendship first, and you can forget all that other stuff. Because some of them are just so hot that it's just crazy. These little girls come down the street past my house just wear those legging things that they show too much. I don't like them. They show too much.
I got all boys, so I don't
ain't
have
got to worry about the leggings.
I ain't got to experience
now
that.
If they jump up one day and come in there and be like, "Hey, pops."
We got a new technology now, so I'm gonna send him a text message. Hey, send him a text message and say, son, this may not be the right one, son.
Take them off.
Yeah.
That's too funny, because I know they got skinny jeans for men, and I know some young boys I've seen in skinny jeans trying to sag in skinny jeans, and those two things just don't go together.
Yeah.
It really looks funny.
Yeah. It's just different, man. It's different. You can't say anything negative about it because you get ridiculed for it. So you just kind of got to deal with it and just kind of adjust your way of thinking as time go along.
It's just too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
But anyways, let everybody know exactly like where you are and how they can contact you in case someone have some kids that want to start through the program, or is it too late to get started?
No, it's never too late.
Okay.
We don't have any deadline with any of our programs because 2 days you can save a kid.
Right.
So even if our program got 2 days left, you definitely can in our program. That's what it's about. We're here about the kids. And if you want to get more in contact with Coach Brown, you can reach me at 810-640-6376, 24/7, 365. Feel free. Any problems? If you have any ideas you have, like for fundraisers, or if you want to join our organization, just helping out, as far as promotion or anything like that, feel free to contact me. And we also have available is our website, dtrtyouth.org. We're in a reconstruction site right now because we have had a lot of pictures going up and stuff. We've been traveling a lot these last 6 months. Overwhelmed traveling. I have over 500 pictures I have to load on my website. So we have a crew on that right now. So give us maybe like 3 days or so, maybe 2 or 3 days, somewhere like that. You can go to dtrtyouth.org and see all the information that you're looking for. Would do the right thing.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Well, I won't keep you any longer, but it's been such a pleasure. I feel like I already know you because I know so many people that know you. They was coming out the woodworks. They was like, "Oh, Coach Brown, he's so great. He's so great."
And it's funny every time, and I don't know if they had told you, every time I talk to him, I say, man, I'm not really, like I told you, I'm not a media guy. So I try to keep people from, you ain't really got too much missing me, or I'm out here doing the work. I'm out here getting it in. I'm doing what I got to do. And if you come to my facility, because I have all this paperwork, have all these trophies, have all these accolades, with no press.
So now we got to double that and get pressed.
There you go. And some way we have to make that happen. Yeah.
Well, anyways, I want to thank you for coming in today, and I'm so happy to finally get you in here. Now you had your 40 minutes of rest. Now you able to run out here and start the next project.
Yeah, we actually have a program going on in 2 hours.
Okay.
In 2 hours, so I get to go home and take off my field day clothes and
start new.
Start fresh again. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll be on this till 8 o'clock. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm thankful that you are able to get here, and hopefully, you know, like you said on this flyer, you're looking for coaches and volunteers, and you know, we'll get together and I can see, you know, maybe I can help out somewhere down since I'm going to have some more time.
Yes.
And thank you for coming in.
Yes. And once again, please support Do the Right Thing Youth Center. Go to our GoFundMe page. We're trying to raise $1, trying to get $1 from everybody in the Flint community. If you don't have $1, please share the information. It's worth more than that $1. GoFundMe/support DTRT. Please, I am the future, and I will make a difference. I promise.
If you don't have a paper dollar, he takes 4 quarters.
Yeah, 4 quarters. We do accept pop cans. We have the pop can and bottle drive. Call Coach Brown. I will come to your location and pick the bottles up.
Oh,
please.
Well, that's wonderful.
Everything you donate is tax deductible. We are 501c3 nonprofit organization. Once you go to our website or go to the GoFundMe page, you'll see our tax ID number right there, so you know everything you give
legit.
to us is legit. Everything.
All right. I love it. I want to applaud myself. Well, anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and we will have the show posted. We'll have it posted up on Facebook. It'll be linked to my page. It'll be linked to his page. It'll also go up to YouTube, and then once he pulled the link, he can just share it all around. We want to get those volunteers in there to help him out because he's been doing this thing by himself. So now it's time to have a whole lot of people jump on board and help him out. And maybe he can rest at night.
Yes, and if you went to school with me, if you know me from the Flint community, you know what kind of heart I have. And I'm serious about the work I do. So I really have to stress that, so you guys won't think that, you know, I have a certain type of motive. My motive is to save this community. Right. I'm gonna do everything I can, and I'm working with me, my wife, and my 3 kids. And right now, we're looking for help from the entire community. Please.
That's right. Everybody join in. So, like I said, we're going to post it. It should be up like probably within the next 30 minutes or so. But if not, as soon as it goes to my page, I'm going to link it to his page, and then he can just spread it all around and everybody be able to see. So thank you for tuning in today. Flaminpit Show. It's Lesa, and we're out.